Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 18 of Direwolf 20's Let's Play Series Season 6. Last episode I left off working on some MFR machines, specifically built around wanting to farm some animals. My main plan here was to have cows that breed and then get slaughtered, and then sheep getting sheared and collecting their wool. However, I'd like to make a little bit of a change to the way this was designed. I want to rearrange some stuff because it occurs to me that if I want to pipe items out of here, I need to pipe items out of this block here and this block all the way over here. And that's just meh to me. So what I'm thinking is maybe just rearrange it a little bit. We'll have the cows get bred in this block, sent into this one, the grinder here, and then have the sheep in this block where they're getting sheared. How's that sound? Kind of like a cool plan? Cool. Let's make it happen. So I'm just going to rearrange the positioning of these blocks. Also, a little bit of testing. Found out that barley does not work, so you definitely have to use wheat. You can use barley to manually feed the animals, so I'm thinking it's because it's just the way the MFR block works. Not too big a deal. So we're probably going to want the grinder here, and we'll rotate it so that he's facing that way. The rancher can be here, facing the correct direction. That looks good. And then the breeder can go here. That looks pretty cool. And then we just need to... Hey, why are you running? You should not be running. Stop running. Stop it. Alright, well that wasn't good. I need to go get some more cows. I thought they would lose their energy once they were placed, but I guess that is not the case. Oh well. Cool. It stores everything once it's picked up and replaced. That's news to me. Alright. So I will need to go find a couple more cows. Not too big of a deal. There we go. Cool. You can see the rancher also collects milk from cows, but that's not what we're going to particularly want to do with it. So I'm going to, for now, just remove these guys. There we go. So you're the one's going to get ranched. We can see it already working. Perfect. Okay. Not there. There. Cool. Alright, the grinder is going to be here, and we want to make sure that this thing doesn't hurt those guys, so we'll put him, I think, right probably here, facing this way. That should work, and that shouldn't kill any of the animals. There's another important thing that grinders make, by the way, and that's liquid mob essence. We'll get into what that's used for in a little bit, but for now, just note, it's very useful and cool. Alright, so I guess this makes this job a little bit easier. I want to move these things, so let's get you. And you. And I'm going to move the chronotyper over to here. There we go. Cool. That does make this job slightly easier. Just now frustrating that I have to go find another cow or two. Shouldn't be too big of a deal though. Alright, so we want to breed there and then shoot them out there. Yeah, that's exactly how we want it to work. And it's set to move babies. Awesome. Alright, so I'll be back in a few minutes here once I've had a chance to find a couple more cows. But we're going to be grinding here. We're going to be harvesting here. And then this guy will be in charge of breeding. Should be simple. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, I just replaced my cows. Thank you, Golden Lasso. But there's one thing that's really starting to get to me. I want to make a note block, surround it with wool, and that'll get me a sound muffler. Let's see what this lovely block will do for us. I'm going to place it right here in the center. Come on. Sheep's in the way, I think. Or maybe it's that chicken that's in the way. There we go. Ah, the sounds of silence. The sound muffler will muffle any sounds, particularly made by animals and a couple other things, within a certain radius. So even chests and stuff will just kind of be muffled significantly around this block. So don't be surprised if you place it down and then you discover that you don't hear chests opening and stuff. It's not too big of a range, but it's enough to cover up this sheep and cows and all the stuff over here. Silence. Gotta love it. Alright, so got myself 2 new cows. Gonna get myself some wheat. Throw it in here, and this should breed these guys. Let's see what happens. There we go. Hooray! Perfect. got ourselves a baby cow. And this thing, once the idle timer runs down, because it doesn't constantly run, it runs every, few seconds or so, depending on the length of the idle timer, boom, sends that guy over there. I've got the grinder disabled for now, as do I have for the rancher. I want to see if I have any more wheat. I don't think I do. This guy will tell me. Oh, I do. Okay, cool. Give me all 4 of them, please. Thank you. And there we go. So I'll wait. I would like to, like I said, have a total of 4 cows available for breeding. So maybe I'll find some more running around, maybe not. While I'm at it, let's wait for these guys to do their thing. And I'm going to get my sickle and my axe, which is here. You can go away because I'm done with you for now. How'd my little rubber tree farm come out over here? Oh, not too bad. One thing with rubber trees, like most trees, is if they don't have a nice tall height to grow, they'll grow like short and stubby, like a couple of these have already, we can see. Not the end of the world, but in fact, it looks like I got a little bit lucky with one of them. Oh, look at that, just one. 1 block tall tree, nice. That's alright, I'm not too worried about it. So this guy is nice and worthless because, as we can see, we did not get any rubber saplings or rubber spots. The resin spots is really what you're looking for there. So we'll let a few more of these grow. This guy actually we lucked out with. We got 2 resin spots on him. This guy I assume does not have a resin spot. Nope. There we go. So any trees that don't have any resin spots, I typically chop down. So that guy's got a resin spot. Now, if you want to be really efficient with it, I think you can move these blocks with your gravity gun. So we might, once we've got a couple grown and ready to go, see about doing that. Okay, cool. So our tree farm is doing well, it looks like. Yes, lots of wood, lots of coal, lots of saplings. That's what I want to see. Let's now transfer power from our main base over to our little remote farm over here. Now, it's not too long of a range, so I'm going to do it by laying down some of the hardened energy cells I made between last episode and this one. So why don't I just clean up my inventory a touch? There we go. All looking good. That'll do. Down to the basement. I even dug out the path that I want to follow. Ta-da! Just got to drop down to bat form. And there we go. Best part about bat form, being able to go into these 1x1 spaces. Yeah, you can use it to fly around with creative mode flight, but I don't know, something about that just feels way too easy. I think, like I said previously, he's planning to balance that a little bit at some point, but for now I try to avoid using bat form to fly around too much. I just really like it to be able to get into these deep spaces. And sometimes if I get stuck on multi-parts. There we go. Now let's see, where am I? I think I'm right underneath. There we are. So I've got this stuff ready to go. And you can see that you can't even hear me placing the blocks or digging them. That's because of the sound muffler we've got set up here. So don't think your sound's broken. Sound muffler cancels out most sounds, like I told you. Okay, we want to get over to here. I dug this out before I decided I wanted to move where everything was. So, yeah. How's it going? I'm Direwolf. I do things like that. Alright, and just 2 over from the middle block there. Something like this. Don't want to come up and... Okay, there it is. Cool. Okay. So we just got to run power to these guys, and then we'll be in good shape. I might need a few more of these energy cell cable things. There we go. That one's hooked up. Yeah, I need like, I don't know, maybe a dozen more. That ought to do. Yeah, let's do a dozen more. I don't know exactly how much it is, but we want leadstone energy cells, 2 of them, and then we want hardened energy cells. We need some Invar ingots, that's right. I think I'm going to need 6. There we go. Alright, just needed 4. That should be enough. Okay. Again, block placing, no sound, because of muffler. There we go. So you guys should all have a nice full energy bar now. Excellent. You should be full on energy, and you should be full on energy. Beautiful. All right, so now that we've got that set up, let's think about, come on, shift back to human form, where we want to place things like item pipes and where we want to transfer the items to and from. That's kind of the next setup plan. Let's cover this up so that it all looks beautiful. Loving it. Cool. All right, back in a moment once I'm ready to transfer these items around. Alright guys, we're back, and I'm building a couple nifty new gadgets. Let's put together the following items. I think I want to throw some rose red, some iron, and some redstone in here. That's going to give me access to red piping wire. This is going to be some important stuff for what I want to make in just a moment here. We get that red pipe wire, and then we can throw it into the assembly table with some redstone iron chipsets, and those guys will get combined to make iron and gates. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let 3 of those get crafted up. And while I'm waiting for the crafting to occur, come on you guys, where's the rest of you? It'll probably just take a second to turn on. Sure we have enough power, right? Oh yeah, plenty. Good, we're good over there too. Alright, while I'm waiting for those guys to turn on and start crafting me some awesome stuff, I'm gonna run, let's see, what do I want to have here? What do I have in here by way of chests? Alright, I'll get one of you. Make a chest for me, would you? Isn't it cool that I taught my system how to make a chest? That's so neat. Alright, and I'm also going to get 8 pieces of iron because I want to go with an iron chest for now. We'll see if this is enough, and if it's not, then oh well, I'll live. Come on, where's that chest? Taking you long enough to make it. There it is. Cool. Okay, iron chest, ready to go. I'm going to put him, I think, right here. Does this look like a good spot? Yeah, I think that does look like a good spot. Meanwhile, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to craft myself the following items. Iron transport pipes. So remember I told you Buildcraft has a bunch of different transport pipes, right? If we take a look in our listing here, we can see there's a lot of pipes available. Let's see there. This is all the Buildcraft stuff down here. Some of these are add-ons for Buildcraft, like additional Buildcraft objects and forestry and stuff, but most of the Buildcraft pipes are kind of here. So there's a bunch of different ones that are available. The one I just made is iron transport pipes, and these guys are very useful and important. Let's actually make sure some creeper don't sneak up on me while I'm working on this for you guys. So I was sitting here thinking, like, what's the best way that I want to transport and store these items? And this is what I've come up with. Okay, so here's the deal. If I am running piping like this, okay, the items that get sucked up by this thing will get, this will run. Give it a second to count down its idle timer. And the items will automatically get ejected to the pipes because Mine Factory loaded items are pretty happy with Buildcraft pipes and don't have a problem with them. Okay. Now here's the deal. If we had an intersection on pipes, okay, Buildcraft pipes by default aren't intelligently routing items around. They, in this case where there's an intersection, we'll just kind of randomly choose which direction to send items. So some items might go into the chest like that one did and that one. Some of them might go down here, and it's totally random, okay? We don't want random. Random is bad. So what we want to have is an iron pipe. Iron pipes you can hit with a wrench, and you can indicate which direction items can travel down, okay? The side that's clear is the direction items will always travel forward. Okay, so pretty much any item that comes down this pipe will be forced to go into the chest. Okay, that's how that's going to work for us. And the same with this guy. Any item that comes out of the grinder is going to be forced to go into the chest. Pretty cool. So that's what we want to have set up here, so that now any items are forced into this chest. So what we're going to do is we're going to store all our items from both our farms in the chest here, but then we also want to make sure that we turn off these machines when they're no longer needed, i.e. this chest is full. I could have done this with barrels, but I kind of decided to go this route. You can also see that I added chickens to my auto crafting and breeding farm over here. So just threw some seeds in, causes the chickens to breed, and then we get some baby chickens over here, which is pretty awesome. I'm not collecting the eggs really. I don't know if I really need eggs. Yeah. I'm not at the moment have anything to collect the eggs. I don't think I really need them. We'll see. But basically, if we flip this thing on, we can see now that we should get all the cool stuff that we want. So lots of chickens getting bred over here, and lots of cows. Pretty cool, right? There we go. Taking care of stuff. Nice. And there come the drops. Cool. So let's go check out what we've got over here. Are you guys done yet or what? We've got one transport pipe. Wow, this is kind of running slow. I'd like to figure out why this is running so slow. I'll be right back once I track down the problem. Here we go. I wound up just putting some covers in between these. I think this thing was kind of forming a loop. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but it did seem to solve it. So, oh well, all fixed. Cool. So now we should be cruising along. Yeah, 25 MJ per tick. That's a lot better number. And we got another iron AND gate. Cool. That's enough to demonstrate what I wanted to demonstrate to you guys. Let's do it, shall we? All right, so I'm just stealing a bunch of these things. That should be enough. Let's go take a look at what we want to do. And you things can go away. Thank you. So here's what's going to happen, right? With the way the system is currently set up, if this chest were to fill up, right? Let's simulate that now, actually. We'll just kind of fill this chest up with all kinds of junk, okay? And I'll even take the wool out of there because I want to demonstrate this with wool, okay? Flip on the lever, wait for the cooldown. There we go. And we should start getting wool. Nice. Now, here's what's going to happen. Because there's nowhere for these items to land in this chest, the wool is going to kind of get stuck in the pipe, and then it's going to fall out onto the ground. So it's not going to have anywhere to go because it's going to try to go into the chest, and it's going to fail because the chest is full. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's bouncing back. That's not good. What's going to happen once it bounces back? Well, that's a good question. Let's find out. What it might wind up doing is bouncing off of the rancher or getting stuck in the rancher. Any number of things could go wrong here. You could also potentially have items landing on the ground. Okay, it looks like it did wind up back in the rancher. Okay, cool. That's interesting. Well, one way or another, we don't want this rancher running when we've got nowhere for things to go. So you can see the wool did land back in the rancher. So what I want to do is set up an iron AND gate, okay? And I'm going to run some red piping wire over to here and put another iron AND gate right over here. So you can see it's trying to spit items out again. So it's going to constantly be spitting items out back and forth between the pipes. That's not good. So let's set it up and configure this iron AND gate. So the gates can actually read information about the blocks they're connected to. And in this case, you can see we've chosen to say, hey, are there any items in the inventory? And if there are, we can do a certain thing about it. In this case, what I want to say, inventory full. In the event that the inventory is full, I want you to send a signal down this red piping wire over to this guy, okay? Right, like that, red pipe signal, okay? Cool. So you can see the red pipe signal turned on. Down here, I'm going to say, hey, if you're receiving a red pipe signal, go ahead and emit a redstone signal. And now it is. And now that it's doing that, it's disabled the machine. So that's what I want to do. I want to say, hey, in the event that the inventory is full, go ahead and, just turn off these machines. Cool, right? Now this one's still running, obviously, because I didn't have that set up down there yet. I have to get another gate, which is why I was cooking up a third. Let's go check it out. Good, you're done. So these gates are very useful. There's 4 different ones. There's the basic gate, which can't work with any signal pipe wire. But then there's as high up as iron, gold, and diamond gates. The gold gate can work with another color of wire and has more conditionals. And then the diamond gate, I think, has up to 8 conditionals and can work with 4 different colors of wire. So it's pretty cool. So let's see. This guy's actually detecting the liquid fluid tank in here. You can detect those things as well. But what I want to do is say red pipe signal on. Redstone signal. Cool. And this guy is disabled as well. So neither of these machines will run because we've detected a full inventory right here. Got it? Now let's clean out the inventory and you'll see that all of a sudden the pipe signal goes off and the machines are once again allowed to run. Pretty cool. So we'll let that thing do its thing. And yeah, now we're cruising. Look at that. We've automated this whole production line. Nice. Now let's make sure that we have access to the items in this chest in our logistics network. I brought along a provider pipe with me right there, and I'm just going to go digging underground for a few minutes. I'll meet you guys back here when I'm done. So I'm going to hook it to my logistics system right over by the crafting area here, and I'm just going to run some stone transport pipes down the line here. Now remember, stone transport pipes are a little bit slower than gold, but they're a lot cheaper too. So I don't mind waiting a little bit if it means I don't have to spend, tons and tons of gold to get this thing set up. And I'm just going to run them straight over to here. Cool. Alright guys, so here we are. We've got our provider logistics pipes, and we're going to hook that up right to this guy. You obviously can't talk to the network yet, but that's not going to be a problem for long. We're going to zip down here and get these pipes laid. Cool. Hopefully I've got enough. There we go. Now everything should be talking. And if I did this right, I should have access to that stuff over there. And we can check right here. Do I have access to chicken? 6 chicken. Nice! Cool. So the whole network is connected. I love it when things work like that. So cool. Now how did you get out there, Mr. Cow? Where'd you come from? Did you sneak out while I was doing some work? Possibly. Get back in there. Alright, so we'll be back in just a moment. Actually, you don't belong in there. You belong over here. Alright guys, there's one more component that I want to get working with, and that is the mob essence that drops from this stuff. Let's get ourselves a hardened portable tank. This looks like a nice one to store it in, at least for now. And we'll probably want a few more fluid ducts if I'm going to use these. Let's see. I'll just get all 5 that I have. That should be good. Please and thank you. Oh good, it's raining out. Alright, let's do this. I'm thinking I'll just store it right here. Where do we want to put this stuff? You can't pump, well I guess you can pump to the side, can you? Cool, let's see. You have some mob essence. You had some mob essence, that's for sure. Where did it go? Also, why is your energy low? You guys shouldn't be getting low on energy. Did I break something down there? I was moving around the energy conduits, but no, everything should be hooked up. We should be in good shape. That's weird. Oops, wrong one. Alright, let's figure out where this weirdness is. Why wouldn't you? Oh, there we go. Now energy's coming in. Alright, I guess I was just being a little bit funny. So mob essence, which will be in here. We must have had such a small amount, it's just not rendering yet. Let's see, if I pick it up, will you see the mob essence? No, fluid empty. Huh, that's weird. Oh well, we'll give it a chance. Let's try this, maybe? I know we had some in there. We'll wait for some to show up. But basically this mob essence is going to be used for a couple different things. It's basically treated like liquid experience. So there's some automated machines in Mine Factory Reloaded, like the Auto Enchanter, and there we go, Mine Factory Reloaded. Auto Spawner, Auto Disenchanter, Auto Anvil, Auto Enchanter. A couple cool things that we can mess around with. And those will require this liquid essence as a fuel source. So I just wanted to make sure we were hooking it up and collecting the liquid essence from any animals in here. Cool? Hey you, get out of that corner. I think he's hiding. Alright, I will be back in just a few moments, ready to start working on something new, I think. Alright guys, one note that I want to make for you is that you can see here this thing actually is not connected, and I was trying to figure out why that might be the case. It looks like it doesn't get power this far away. I don't know what the range is required to be, but by placing a basic logistics pipe here, everything hooked up power-wise, and it's now transferring power again. So I'm guessing there's a limit on how far away logistics pipes can transmit power. So I'll try and figure out what that exact number is for you guys. It's probably something like 64 or something like that. But now it's working. And because it's working, I can do some other cool stuff. So one thing I'd like to do is start working on some enchanting table stuff. So you can see here I've got some experience and I'd like to use it. So I also have some stuff I could do with an enchant. Let's see, I'm going to put away some of the junk I've got here and let it auto sort like I do love to do. And I've got these things. Cool, 45 books, that's what I should need. And let's get ourselves set up with a bookshelf. Natura bookshelf. Alright, I don't know why just the regular old one's not working there, but let's see. There we go. There's partial. And there's the rest. Alright, so 15 of those. Let's get ourselves a couple diamonds and obsidian. And one more book. There we go. So where is the old enchanting table? There it is. Cool. Enchanting table, ready to go. Now there's a couple different ways we can enchant items with mods. I'm going to go with just a regular old enchanting table for now, but do note that there's a bunch of other enchanting options, like the auto enchantment table from Open Blocks, and the osmotic enchanter from Thaumic Tinkerer, which we'll definitely get to, because it definitely makes it a little bit easier to enchant. And then the auto enchanter, which can use that liquid essence stuff I was telling you about. So all kinds of enchantment options are available. You know what, as a matter of fact, I decided I am going to use Open Blocks. Let's go ahead and check out what we can do with the Auto Enchanter, because it's actually pretty useful, and I'd like to have it. Auto Enchanter, where are you at? Auto Enchanter is around here somewhere. There it is, Auto Enchantment Table, Open Blocks. Okay, we're going to need 3 redstone and 5 iron to upgrade the regular enchanting table to the one that I want. Cool. The other thing I'm going to want to get is another tank. So let's go with another one of these nifty hardened tanks. They're just like a nice middle tier hardened tank. They can hold 16 buckets of liquid. Might need to be upgraded later. We'll kind of see. The other thing we're going to want is an Open Blocks tank. This guy is going to need some glass panes, about 5 of them, and some obsidian. Okay, and then the other thing we're going to want from Open Blocks is, where is it? This guy, the XP drain. So we're going to need 9 iron bars. Do I have any of those? Oh yeah, I do. 9, please. While I'm waiting for that to come in, I will craft myself the tank. There we go, from Open Blocks. This can hold liquid like other tanks can, but it's unique for Open Blocks because we can attach an XP drain to it, which is going to be useful. And I've got enough fluid ducts for now. Yeah, it should be alright. Do I have any... I do, I have hardened glass. Let's get a couple of these. Let's get 4 of them. And while we're at it, some copper. 8. So hardened glass... couple sets of copper. I wanted to go with regular fluid ducts, not the opaque ones. So maybe this room could serve as like a nice little enchanting room. Let's take a look. What's involved in getting this set up? Well, I would like the enchantment table to sit right here. It still needs books around it, so don't think that you're getting away from that need. Cool. Alright, that should do. Now I should be able to get up to level 30 with this thing. Cool. Now you can automatically extract items from adjacent chests if you want. So if I had a chest here, I could automatically pull in unenchanted items, and I could automatically eject it to an adjacent chest if I want to as well, and I can set it to automatically drink the amount of liquid that it needs. But for now, what I want to do is set up the following. Let's dig underground just a bit and set up down here. There we go, that's my enchanting table. So what I'd like to have is the following. How do I want this set up? I kind of want to be able to see how much essence I've got. Good question. How do I want to do this? All right, let's put the portable tank here. and we're going to set up our tank and our XP drain here and here. Now the cool thing about this is that the XP drain, when you stand on it, it will drain XP from your player. Goodbye experience, it was nice knowing you. And it all goes into that tank underneath the floor. Each tank can hold about 8 buckets of liquid, so it looks like that's enough to hold, what, about 22 levels? Okay, that looks good, right? Now what I want to do from here is run fluid ducts straight over to here. And yeah, now I'm breaking dirt with a pick. Sue me. Well, you know what? Since I can probably pump into the side there, this will do. I'll organize all this in a bit. Cool, that looks good. Jump into bat form so I can get in and out easily enough. Now, can I just flip this guy or what? Probably need to either apply a redstone signal or install a pneumatic servo. So let's do a servo, because I'm not sure if redstone would affect that liquid drain thing. Oh good, I have one. Request successful. Okay, servo goes in here. I'll tell it to ignore redstone signals, and then it should start draining that liquid experience straight out of there and into... Aha! So I didn't think you could hook into the side of these tanks, and I was correct. It renders it, but you can't actually hook into it. So let's put this guy here. That looks better. And then we'll just simply close off the render so that it doesn't look wrong. Excellent. Now we're talking. So we've got a bunch of experience in there. Looking pretty good, actually. Cool. Let's shift back into a human and drain the rest of my experience. There you go. Enjoy. So I might actually need to upgrade this tank. I don't know, we'll see. But it's looking pretty good. Almost full, to be honest with you. Alright, so then from the tank, I'm going to want some covers. Let me get my saw request. And I'm going to want some stone brick covers. Let's get these guys all converted. There we go. And I might as well get another stack of bricks while I'm at it, please. Thank you. And I'll put this tank away. I don't really need him anymore. Okay, so from here, we want to make sure that we cover up these pipes, because we want to bring the liquid down, so let's cover it. And we should be able to then do something like this without them interfering with each other. Looking good? And then we want things to come across to here. Cool. And then to get this thing to drain, we just do this. And it's going to output all its liquid automatically. And you can see it getting stored into an internal buffer on the auto enchantment table. Pretty cool, right? And then that should be that. We will cover this wall up. Come on. And we'll put a cover on this guy too, making it look all fancy. Cool. Now I should be able to enchant something, like my Boots of the Traveler. Cross your fingers for a nice enchant. Fire Protection 4? Really? That's the best you could do? That's terrible. So you can see we've got a little bit of experience left in there, obviously, because I was level 34. That is not nearly as exciting of an enchant as I would have wanted, because there's so much better enchants for these things. There's Haste, which makes you run even faster. There's Repair, which would repair them automatically. Ugh, that's terrible. Oh well. At least now, though, I have a nice little enchanting system set up. So it's really easy. I might even want to upgrade this guy to... let's do that. I want him to store more liquid. Do I have any more hardened glass? I think I need 4 of it. Thank you. And this guy goes like this, and we get reinforced portable tank. Holds 32 liquid. Cool. Alright, let's put him back, and flip him into this mode, and we're good to go. So what I'll have to do now is do a little bit of mining. But believe it or not, I'm a little bit low on resources. Redstone, I've got less than half. Well, I've got about half a stack. Iron, I'm a little bit low on, and a couple other things. Gold, I think I'm low on. Yeah. So I'm gonna go mining between this episode and next. Oh, maybe I want to create one more thing for you guys. All right, I'm gonna make one more thing before we wrap up here because it's gonna be real quick to craft it. I want to make some luggage. Cool. I should have a chest here. I did request it. There it is. Luggage is really neat. It's another open blocks item. Hey, come here, you. Do the thing. Thank you. He's a nice little pet. How's it going, Luggage? Nice to see you there. He stores items, and he will also pick up items that he finds on the ground. Thanks, buddy. And he'll follow you around. So what I'm going to do is go mining with my little buddy, the Luggage. Cool. All right, so for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. We'll be back next time. I'm thinking it's about time to start working on some industrial craft stuff. Plus, I've got this wand here all charged up. I might want to use that for something cool and useful and interesting very soon. All right, guys, like I said, hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying the season so far, and take it easy.